People ask me all the time, what are your best money saving tips when it comes to supermarket shopping? Well, number one is of course, yellow stickers. Yellow stickers are such a fantastic way to save money, aren't they? They can save an absolute fortune. Speak to the people that work in the store, find out what time their final reductions are, because most supermarkets do a reduction at the beginning of the day, but then they'll do a final reduction, and it's the final reductions that give you discounts of up to sort of 90%, sometimes more than that. So well worth just having a quick conversation with a member of staff, and they'll sort of give you a good idea what time to come. Tip number two, pay for your shop via a supermarket gift card. Use one of the gift cards cashback apps that are out there now. You can save money every single time. Yes, it might not be huge amounts initially. You might say £3-4 every time, but you work that out what that is over a year, and it really adds up. And of course you can use cashback apps and everything, not just supermarkets, but you will be amazed how much money you can save. So that's tip number two. Tip number three, always look down, don't look up. All the good cheap stuff, they keep it down there because it's low margin for the supermarkets, and they don't want you to really buy that because yeah, they'll make a little bit of money, but not as much money as they get for the bits and bobs at eye level. They're very clever, they're very sneaky, these supermarkets. They want the things that you have kind of at eye level. They're the products that they want you to buy because that's high margin, or they're products that the brands have paid them a small fortune to have on the shelf. So look down and you'll find the cheap stuff. And my next tip, I love the convenience of buying things that are already made. So for example, grated cheese, cooked ham, those sorts of things, brilliant, all done for you. But have you looked at the difference in prices between buying maybe a block of cheese and grating it yourself and then buying some that are already grated for you? It can be 25 to 30% more expensive for somebody to have grated it for you. And it's not always necessarily all cheese. You may find there's potato starch in there as well to stop it clumping up. So it's not even completely cheese. So just buy a big lump of cheese and grate it yourself. It will save you a fortune. Everybody knows this tip, but it's well worth mentioning. Buy own brand. You don't have to buy the expensive brands. Unless on promotion, sometimes they can work out quite good deals, but most of the time it's much cheaper to buy own brand. And check out the batch codes on the back. Yeah, this is quite a big one. If you look at the batch codes, for example, pasta. I was in a big supermarket brand today, and on the back of their own brand pasta, there was a batch code. I went and looked at their pack of their really cheap and cheerful pasta, had exactly the same batch code. What does that mean? It means that these guys have basically made the pasta in the same factory on the same machine on the same day. All they've done is change the cutters on the end to a slightly different design. It's the same pasta, and it was hugely different in price. So just make sure that you buy cheap. You don't have to buy big brand. And my final tip is, if you have your supermarket food delivered, and lots of us do it these days, try and avoid the really early deliveries. And I'll tell you why. I worked in a supermarket, and I was one of the people that did the supermarket picking. So I'll go around with a little trolley and pick your good bits and bobs for you for delivery. Most of the time, if you order a really early one, what's going to happen is they're going to be picked during the night. And of course, during the night, what is on the shelf? Very little, because most of the deliveries don't come in till a lot later on. So you find that actually there's loads of things you're going to they might not have it, but you'll get more substitutions, and potentially you'll get worse dates as well. So try, if you can, try and have a later delivery slot, because I think you'll find you're probably going to get exactly what you want and with better dates.